Hey, Patrick here. Welcome to today's training, the social media micro content traffic. How to use micro content on social media to get traffic. Now, when we release content in social media, even if it doesn't generate traffic directly, it will generate traffic for you indirectly. And you understand more of this once you have completed today's training. So with that said, let's go ahead and get started with the first part here. What is social media micro content? So social media, going back to the Web 2.0 world, has evolved so many rounds. I mean, it started with like blogging, and then there's social network, then there's social bookmarking. There's so many types of social stuff out there. Today, right now, when I'm doing this training, there's this new type of social media, and it's called micro content. Micro content are short videos. So they are particularly effective with three of these main channels: YouTube, Facebook, Instagram, and Facebook. Depending on how you look at it, we can consider as two different platforms, Facebook and Instagram, or one platform, because both of them are called Reels, and then there's TikTok. So these are short videos. Now, how short is this video? We are talking of about less than 60 seconds. In fact, if you can have the video as little as 20 seconds, 30 seconds, that would even be ideal. Some videos goes as short as just like 15 seconds. Now, to me, micro content is one of the best ways to produce content. Not only that it's effective, but I am so happy that the requirement it is just 15 seconds. So just think about it this way. Those people who are consuming micro content, they are expecting you to produce seconds of videos. Now, let me say this again. They are expecting you to produce videos that is short. So this indirectly give you the excuse not to talk too much. Now, of course, I'm not saying that talking too much is bad, but you don't need to like have a long script, prepare presentation slides, and so on. I mean, if it wasn't for micro content, just think of it this way. If you upload, say, a video for just 30 seconds into YouTube, and if it's not a short is the new type of video called for micro content in YouTube, but it's just like a regular YouTube video. Now, it's not going to get any attention because it's way too short, because a YouTube video will usually last from 5 to 10 minutes and some to even an hour long. Now, with micro content, we can do it easily. So I can just put up a camera and record something for like 10-15 seconds, put it up there, and the next thing I know, I get hundreds of views or even thousands of views. And the micro content is particularly optimized for mobile. It's not supposedly to be consumed on desktop or computer, although it can, but it's not meant to be that. So when you're doing this, you want to keep in mind that the size of the video, it should be the vertical size, or should I say the format. So it should not be the rectangular type. It should not be the horizontal, but it should be vertical, because it's supposed to optimize for the smartphone. So these are three key things that I want you to think about it. So with YouTube, it is called Shorts. With Facebook, it is called Reels. With Instagram, it is also called Reels, and TikTok is called TikTok because TikTok only have one media at this moment of time, which is none other than video, and they're supposed to be short videos, micro content. Now, of course, TikTok allows you to put longer videos, but you're not supposed to do that. I mean, most people don't want to consume long videos on TikTok. They go to TikTok because they want to watch short videos for that matter. All right, so that is micro content for your knowledge in that manner. Now, the power of micro content in social media. Apart that it is easily created, these are the advantage. It reach other followers. So in the past, let's say you have Facebook, say you have a Facebook page. So let's say you have 5,000 followers. So in theory, when you post content in your Facebook profile or your Facebook page, it should reach to this 5,000 followers in theory. I mean, it could be more than that, but in theory, right? However, with Reels or Shorts or TikTok, okay, let's just talk about TikTok, Reels, and Shorts. So when I say micro content, I'm referring to any of these. So to keep it simplified in today's training, I will just use the word Reels, all right? But it's applicable for YouTube Shorts and also TikTok. Now, when it comes to Reels, when you post a video in Reels, it doesn't just display it or show to your own followers. It will go out of your followers. And in fact, it could go out like 10 times more to other people. Here's what's happening. Facebook will actually syndicate your content inside Facebook depending on the demographic of the audience. So here's what I'm trying to say. If the video happens to be trending, means that somehow the algorithm finds it favoring to others, like the content, it is suitable for others. They will start showing your video to other people who are total strangers. Just think of how this can help you to explode your visibility of your brand. So this can also help you to build your followers up quickly. And instead of you trying to promote your social media platforms elsewhere, well, you could be focusing on micro content to grow your own followers. And when you produce micro content, this also helps to build your brand because you also have your own followers. So this concept is called frequency of exposure. The more times your followers sees your content, the more they're familiar with it and the more trust it automatically builds. Now, this is provided that your content is good, right? I mean, if your content is not good, they will block it and all this kind of stuff. To share with you, this is the truth. This is what happened. One day I met a friend of mine over coffee. And you know what did my friend say? My friend said to me, she said that, hey, I've been seeing you so often in social media. I was thinking that, what did I do differently? Now, I realized that I've been releasing a lot of micro content lately. And my friend now been seeing my stuff regularly. So what does this tell you? It means that it reminds my audience, in this case, my friend, that I'm still in existence. So how does this help to build your business? Imagine that if you have your frequency of exposure, and somehow that each time you put out a new content, it will reach your audience because the algorithm favors you because they like to see your content and it builds better algorithm. So when you have something to sell, to promote, and you create a video pertaining to that offer, now your video will reach your audience. See how powerful this is? So this is about being strategic. Being strategic usually means that you do the actions today for tomorrow. Not that when you need it, then only you start doing that. That is being tactical rather than being strategic. If you start building it right now, and then when you need the exposure, it's just like this. It's so easy for you to reach that. And the best part is that whenever you release your content, you are also testing for your paid ads because eventually you will need to run paid ads. Now, what do I mean by test for paid ads? See, when you release your content, if it gets good engagement, you know that this kind of video is likable by the audience because most of the audience are total strangers. They don't know your brand. Like I said earlier, if you put into Reels, it reaches out to people who are unknown to you. So why you want to test your ad in this manner? Let me tell you another trick. Let's say you want to run ads in TikTok. Of course, we're not talking about paid ads here, but here's an extra tip for you. You don't create ads in TikTok. You create TikTok videos in TikTok for ads. I know it sounds a bit confusing. Let me explain what do I mean. If you ever want to run ads in TikTok, you never create an ad for that, but you create a video that they may like and leads to whatever offer that you want to promote. You never create an ad, you create content for that. So it means that when you are doing this organically right now, you're just testing what kind of videos that they like. And for those videos that they like, you can even reuse them in the future for ads itself. See how powerful micro content in social media right now. So here are the tips for micro content. The first one has to be less than 60 seconds, which I have shared with you earlier. Even better if it can be as little as just 20 seconds. In fact, with TikTok, like TikTok ads, they even suggest to you, hey, try to keep your video to just about 15 seconds long. It doesn't mean that you need to speak fast. It means that you want to deliver good content that you can share with them. Now, here's extra tip when it comes to content with micro content or all these short videos. It used to be that it has to be entertaining videos. It means that funny dance, celebrities, jokes, and so on. Well, of course, all of those videos work really, really, really well. You can see models and all this kind of stuff. But guess what? Right now, all of these short videos are also supporting educational content, inspirational content. So long that you can deliver your message crisp in 15 seconds or maybe less than 60 seconds, you're going to get the audience. Like if you look at famous authors or speakers who are not entertainers, but those who provide educations, whether it's business talks, whether it's motivational stuff, whether it's fitness stuff, and so on, you can see that they have hundreds of thousands or even millions of followers today. Very, very impressive. Like for instance, if you see Gary Vaynerchuk, you can go to whether his TikTok or his Reels, you will see that he has millions of followers. And his video, it's not about making you laugh. His video, it is to provide educational stuff or inspiring content. So your videos must be interesting and engaging. Interesting means the content has to be interesting. You cannot just do a video where it is very lame. It's that the content it's not good enough. And in short videos, the best one, I mean, if you want to build your brand, should be the one with the face, like what I'm doing with this training right now, that it should be a webcam style video. If you can do that, that would be better than images because they want to see live person. That is how you make the video more interesting. But the good news is that if it's just going to be 15 to 20 seconds, it is really not that hard to record a video. And later on, we'll get into that about the type of content that you can use. And in the future, we'll have a separate video training that focuses on the technical aspect of the video. Just give me 1 second. I gotta check something here. All right, everything's good. Just checking something there. All right, so how do you make the video more engaging? So there are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 things that you can play around with. There is more tactical, but it definitely helps. And the answer is this. The longer your video, I mean, instead of 20 seconds, if it's going to be 60 seconds, the more you need to play around with 5 of these things. So that is the ultimate trick here to make sure that you have an engaging video. The first thing is utilizing the voice. So if I speak like this for 60 seconds, monotone like that, I'm going to get drop off in the first 2-3 seconds. Nobody's going to be engaged with me. So you got to utilize the voice as in like when to be more excited, your facial expression and so on. But you don't have to be funny. Just keep in mind that like right now, as I'm talking with you, I'm more engaging with you. You see my tonality change. You see my hand moving. All of these are how you're utilizing your voice. The next thing is you're going to have music at the background. Usually my videos will have music and I will use either epic type of music, which is motivational, motivate someone to take action kind of video, kind of audio music, or the music that is more inspirational, slow but meaningful. So the music, the background music plays a very important role to make someone feel engaged, because the higher the engagement is, the more likely someone will follow your channel after watching the video. Keep in mind that. The next one is color. After you have your video ready, color, okay, let me just put it this way. You want to have the color that's as bright as possible, but don't go extreme. Means that the color must be bright. Not bright as in like under the sun kind of bright, you know what I mean? Like there should be contrast so that it is more visible. Because color will attract someone to actually click and watch the video. But fear not, because with all of these platforms, the good news is there's something called filter. So before you publish the video into TikTok or Reels, just choose the filters that they have. Choose the filter that makes your video looks brighter. And this has been tested for me personally. When I choose the filter that makes the video to look less bright, as in like I use a filter, to give you an example, a filter that looks like you're at somewhere that's snowing, which is not bright, versus a filter that shows that you are at somewhere that is summer, as in like bright. The one that is summer will usually get better engagement. That's my own test. So you want to make use of the color by leveraging on the filter that all of these platforms has created for you. Now, of course, if you are a video person, if you're a video editor, software has filters and you want to do it, you can do that as well. I'm just giving you the least step possible to play around with this. The fourth is animation. Animation is where in your video, there's animation of either you change the video, for instance, like when you're watching the video, it changed color, or when you're watching the video zoom out, zoom in, whatever kind of animation that you can do so that there's some kind of actions going on when they're watching the video itself. Or you can also add in additional images or video inside the video. Here's what I mean. Let's say I have a video and I ask a question, does your dog talks? I'm just thinking out loud, right? Does your cat talk? If I say that, right, I could just put in an image of the cat or the dog inside the video itself. So those are animation to make the audience more engaged with your video. I know it is just 15 seconds or 20 seconds or 30 seconds, but all of this engagement helps to remain your video from drop off. Drop off means that when someone is viewing your video, they drop off after a few seconds. So the earlier part, the beginning of the video has to be so engaged so that your drop off, it is not bad. And lastly, which I think it should be a must, that you need to include subtitles for your micro content. The good news is because it's micro content, the subtitles is not that much work because it's relatively very, very short, right? And we have a separate training later on the technical aspect of how to add all these subtitles and how to make the subtitles looks attractive at the same time. We're not going to do it here because today's training is to teach you on the strategy, on the marketing, but not on the technical steps. All right. So, but just keep in mind that all of this is something that you can do later on. All right, so let's go to the next one. When you're creating your micro content, here's another important tip. Again, this is all based on my own testing. I'm not saying that you do this, you will definitely get the same results, or you should not do something else. I'm not saying this, but I'm just telling you what I have done. Broad content in your niche. Now, what does this mean? It means that if you are in your niche market, you want to release content that is very broad for quote unquote everyone to consume it. Let me give you my example so that you can understand where I'm coming from. So I teach about internet marketing, digital marketing. It's a huge topic, but there are a lot of subtopics that are very specific. For instance, I could do a video and teach about how to increase your email open rates. Now, if I do those kind of video, if I release those kind of content, those are not broad content. And chances are it will not give me the results that I want. And what's the result that I want? To reach as many people as possible. So if I want to create a content, or should I say release a content, it should be a broad content like email marketing to get sales, email marketing to get customers. You see where I'm coming from? So keep your content broad. Always remember that. It will give you the best result. So let's say if you are teaching language, whether you're teaching Spanish or you're teaching Chinese Mandarin, you don't want to be very specific on a specific methodology or specific formula, but give something that is very broad. For instance, right? Let's say you want to teach them how to say, how are you? Then you just give them one simple formula. Hey, how great if you can say, how are you in Spanish or in Mandarin? Here's how you do it. And that's about it. Straight to the point and tell them something that they can use. Tell them something that is mainstream enough. Because when we do our teaching, our content, there are a lot of steps to achieve the goal. True? So for instance, if you teach cooking, right? I mean, in order for you to get the ideal soup, you must say, okay, you must do this, you must do that, what kind of herbs you must use and so on. But if you start telling that, it's hard for the general audience to relate to it because they may have missed several of the steps. So you're going to have a content that is broad. As like, okay, you're going to have soup. Then when you do soup, the tip is that you should always have your herbs dried before you put inside. Again, I'm just making this up. I don't cook herbs. I don't cook any of that. But I'm just telling you is that, oh, got it right. Oh, yeah, herbs must be dry before I cook soup. That's about it. Although it is incomplete that they cannot have the ideal soup with just one tip, but that's okay. That's the beauty of micro content because it's micro content. Are you expecting me to tell you the whole sequence in 30 seconds? Of course, it is not. It's not possible. Like here's another joke that I put out one shot, and I think it reached to audience who are not my audience, as in like new people. And I was sharing about when it comes to opportunity, I would choose. I mean, here's how I choose an opportunity. When it comes to making money, there are only two things that attracts me. One, windfall profit. As in like, I don't mind to work hard if I know there's going to be a windfall profit. Or second, it generates passive income, even though it's little, but it's okay. I don't mind working hard for it if it will generate passive income for years to come. So I did that short content. And one person leaves a comment and say, so it is okay if it violates integrity. You know, there are always smart Alex. There are people who like to say all of those. Of course, it is not all right. But hey, are you expecting me to say all of that in like 20 seconds? Like, okay, before I choose an opportunity, I must make sure that it must not violate integrity. It must have the principles of blah, blah. I said that, then only I can get into the content. It doesn't make sense, right? So for those people who consume micro content, they get it. They get it that, all right, you can only share this much in 30 seconds, right? If you produce long form content, like 30 minutes content, 1 hour content, you need to make sure that you have covered all angles. You need to make sure that you have teach them comprehensively. But micro content, just tell them 1 or 2 tips and you're good to go. Next one is this. Once you have created the first piece of micro content, you can repurpose the content across multiple social media platforms. So this is why I love this new opportunity in social media. If you think again, you're only doing one work, which is in this case, technically one video, but you're putting that into YouTube Shorts, Facebook Reels, Instagram Reels, and TikTok. And of course, you want to put inside LinkedIn, you can, but I'm just going to skip this because I haven't tested this. But you can put into 4 different platforms. And maybe it gets no exposure in YouTube. Maybe it gets no exposure in TikTok. Maybe it did not get any exposure in Facebook, but it has a home run in Instagram. Do you see where I'm coming from? How powerful this is? I mean, where else you have such opportunity where one same thing, you have 4 chances of succeeding. So you just repurpose the same video. It takes you 2-3 minutes to post it somewhere else. And if you have like a software to schedule broadcast, you can even put it one-time work and have it across the board on different platforms to go out the content. So source of content. So where do we get this micro content to use? In this training, I'm going to share with you 3 sources of content. The first one, it's the easiest, but of course, you got to have this content ready first. It's basically extracted from an event, whether it's virtual or offline. So this is what we did. For me, I do have my seminars and it was filmed. So all you need to do is find a piece of content that can be standalone. So this is why I highly encourage to do a virtual event. Even if it's free, it is okay. Why? Because it is not about doing a virtual event to make money or to get sales, but doing the virtual event for so many other reasons. I mean, you can do a virtual event so that you build your brand. You can do a virtual event so that you build your list. And right now, you can do a virtual event so that you have 1 full day of content. If it's 2 days, you have 2 days of content. If it's half day, you have half day of content, which is more than enough because in micro content, you just need less than a minute. You just need like 30 seconds of content. So here's a real life case study where we did the Internet to Income 9 for 2 days. We have 2 days of content. And from there itself, we're able to take out a lot of micro content. I think probably 50 pieces of content. Do you know how valuable 50 pieces of content can do for your business? And this doesn't require you to go out there to record more. So 50 pieces of content, and if you put it into 4 different channels, that's 200 exposures. And if let's say one video just gives you 500 views, make out the maths. Even if it's not 500, just keep it simple. Just say 100 for simple calculation. 100 times 50, it is 100 times 50, it is 5,000. 5,000 times 4 different platforms, that's 20,000. Imagine how your brand will be different if 20,000 of people have seen you, have seen your content, right? This is the age of social media. If you think again, 20,000 of exposure in the traditional conventional world, like TV or radio, you know how much that will cost you? A lot of money. But right now, it is for free. And I'm just being very conservative. What if your video gets 500 views? 5 times more from 20,000, 5 times 20,000, that's 100,000 of people have seen your brand on the internet. That is going to help you to get more exposure for sure. And if you do a virtual event, the same concept, you'll be able to snip it out, extract it out, and then you have ready to go content. Next, you can extract from your current content. So your current content, which would means that if you have, say, a YouTube channel that you have put up content in the past, I mean, it's all sitting there, you're not doing anything with it. So I started to go back to my YouTube channel like years ago and see which are the content that I've produced that are so-called evergreen that can still be used right now. So from the YouTube video, it could be, say, 5 or 10 minutes. And from there, you could easily extract it out, maybe 2 or 3 micro content video. Now, it doesn't end here because you can find a piece of content that can be standalone, either from your YouTube videos, which I just shared with you, or any courses that you're creating right now or you've created in the past. So let me just put it this way. If you have created a video, say an hour video or 30 minutes, whether it's supposed to be given away for free or whether it's supposed to be for sale. Now, from that video, go inside there and extract out 30 seconds of content that are standalone. Standalone means that it is not related to the previous content or the content in the future. That when someone consumes a standalone video, it has the so-called full picture of what you are trying to share or what you're trying to teach them. So this is an example of how I come up with my videos from current content. So this is source number 2. Now, what if you don't have an event? You haven't done one before and you don't have that to extract, or you don't have a YouTube channel, or you don't have course, which means that you don't have any source of content to extract out. Don't worry, we can go for option number 3, which is record new videos on your smartphone. That's it. So this is the example how I do it. This is just a snapshot that I just randomly take from my channel. I mean, look at this face here. It doesn't really looks good. Why? Because I wasn't prepared. And I'm going to teach you this gold secret that is so valuable to create content with a smartphone. Whenever you have ideas, right, you just want to write it down because you do not know when ideas comes to you. You could be eating and ideas comes to you, like something that you want to say. Just for a sentence or just a paragraph, just write it down. When you are waiting for something, ideas comes in, write it down. When you're watching TV and you get ideas, write it down. And all jokes aside, you do get ideas when you're watching TV. For instance, like I'm watching House of Dragons. If you watch that, you will know that the king is very unhappy. I don't want to spoil House of Dragon if you haven't watched it, so I should not tell you about how his life is and so on. But assuming that he is unhappy, it's a piece of content because you can see you can have everything in life, as in like all the material, but without a family, you will be empty. So it could be just 1-2 sentences. It could even be saying the content could even relate back to House of Dragons. An animation comes out a dragon or House of Dragon picture and say, I just watched House of Dragon and realized that the king and is not so happy. And this is what I realized. Kaboom, 15 seconds, 20 seconds, and you're good to go. But I'm not asking you to record yet. I'm just asking you, suggesting to you to write down the ideas. And for me, you know how I write down the ideas? I even record the ideas. Whatever I think of, I'll just record on the phone and just say, doesn't matter, I'll just say it. I just want to make sure I record down my idea. And then record it whenever you have free time. You see, the problem is this, with all this guru's teaching, which I agree 100%, but it's not for everyone, that they say set aside your schedule. Like today is recording day, and you're just gonna go ahead and record all the videos for one full day, right? So there's this formula, which I've tried, I've done it, and it's a good formula. I'm not saying that it's not good, but how many people will actually do that? I think asking someone to set aside their time to do something that they're not comfortable with, that they're unfamiliar with, and to them it's a chore, it's not going to happen. It's just going to be really hard to ask someone to do that. It's like asking your kids to set up a time and to do revisions for homework or revisions for exam when there's no exam. I mean, it's not going to be that easy. So the trick is to record it whenever you have free time. Yes, that's it. So this is why I showed you this picture. It's because I was in a car, I was free, so I record a video. So I don't set time to record a video. So in my phone here, let's see if I can show to you briefly. Okay, there's a lot of my kids' picture and stuff. Okay, just for the purpose of demo, hold on, let me delete some stuff here. So if you see here, you see a lot of videos I recorded on my phone that are not published yet. That's all I do. I'm in a car, I record videos. I'm walking, I record videos and so on. Some will be used, some will never be used. Some will never see the light because it's just horrible, whether I speak wrongly or it looks ugly, and it will never be used. So when you have ideas in your phone, as in when ideas come to you and you have like a library of ideas here right now. So you're in a car. Like for instance, for me, like I play basketball. So sometimes I arrive at the court earlier than others to beat the traffic jam. So I drive earlier, I go there earlier. And since there's nobody in the court yet, what am I supposed to do? I have nothing else to do. I'm not going to work. I'm going to go and play my ball already. And I'm not someone who like to watch, you know, I don't follow those Instagram and watch people's lives. I just don't do that because now. So what I do, I start recording videos. This is extra time. I have 10 minutes while waiting. I do that. When I'm walking to the place where I do my work, as I walk, my mind is free. I have nothing else to do. Take up the phone and start recording. It's only 15 seconds. That's what I do. When I fetch my kids to swimming, while they are swimming, I'm waiting. I pick up my phone and I start recording a video. So when you start doing this way, not only that you start to do a lot of the videos, but you start to have fun doing it. Now, this is very important for your psychology, because you have to so-called enjoy the process. That's how you produce content. If you are forcing yourself to produce the content when you first get started, there's going to be a lot of friction. Now, if you are someone who can record video, of course, that's totally all right. If you are a guru, if you're a marketer, if you're a speaker, then of course, you can just do this naturally. But not everyone can do that, right? So do it when you have free time. And then when you see the video, some of it you like, some of it you don't like, delete. The one that you like, you keep. And after you have done this for a while and you have sizable of videos, you can start publishing them. And I'm not going to show you about publishing here because it's more towards a technical step. We'll have a technical training to teach you about that. So that's how you do the video. Now, a few tips in terms of recording the video. So I think that you don't need to get like a super expensive phone and so on, but you should get a decent phone that can record very well for you. But don't go and spend more money to get an expensive phone. You don't really need to do that. Because when you are recording this, when you put into micro content as like reels, people are consuming from their mobile, which means the screen, it is small. They are not watching it on the computer. So even though if it's not too sharp, the pixel, it is still okay, as in the screen is relatively small on the mobile. So let's talk about recording video. So you lift this up and then you click record and you're good to go. Now, there are some extra tips that I can share with you. When you're recording the video, if you say something that is not correct, like you just forget what to say, don't stop, don't move it away. Just pause. Facial expression should remain as how it is. And then when the idea comes to your mind, then you continue talking. That's it, right? Because you can edit this later on. That is very, very critical, because if you stop, if you start moving it away, or your facial expression change when you continue, it's very hard for you to put it together. And of course, if you want to start all over again, you will never get it perfect. You'll continue to do it and do it and do it, and then you get really tired. For a 30 seconds video, you end up spending 30 minutes, and you definitely don't want to go through that. And the next thing is basic lightings. That it should be bright enough so that you can see, they can see the video well. So this lighting stuff, it is something that is very logical, as in, like, if the sun is behind you, you should not be recording it, because you will look black, you look dark. You should not be doing that. Or you should not be recording in a place that is dark and you can't really see. I mean, they cannot truly see your face. You don't want to do that. That's about it. There's no any other fast rule to doing this, because I want to share with you this key highlight. When you're doing all these videos, you want to understand that these are going to normal people. You're not recording for an ad. You're not recording for what's that, American Idol contest or something like that. You're not doing any of those. It's just for normal people to consume the video. All right. And when you record the video, if you can remember, but not always, suggest them to follow you before you end the video. Now, I am guilty of not doing this most of the time, because I also forgotten to say this. But if you can remember, do so. Especially if you leave them with a good piece of content, then you want to say, right after the video, you want to say, do you get more videos like this? Just go ahead and follow the channel, something like that. So let's continue here on launching your social media channel if you haven't got started yet. Even though if you have gotten started, you can still use this. This is about launching it, like putting it live, putting the videos live. We have a technical class to share with you what you should put in your bio and all this kind of stuff. So to launch, the best way is to invite your friends from Facebook. Just ask them to join your new TikTok, Reels, or Instagram. Sorry, not Reels, because if they are already in Facebook, they will see your Facebook Reels. You don't need to invite them again. But if it's Instagram, you need to invite them to join Instagram, or YouTube to subscribe with your YouTube channel. Now, of course, to do this, you should have a few videos in there first before you invite them to join. Most of your Facebook friends, even though they are not your friends, some of them are just your followers, you will be able to get some of them to also follow you on other channels. Now, the reason why you want to have this initial size of followers is so that you have some kind of social proof. Because if you start from zero and you try to get audience that do not know you yet, do not know your brand, for them to be the first person to like, they may think twice. It is not their fault. It is not your fault. It's just human psychology. Not many people like to be the first one. You see where I'm coming from? Or the first 5. But once you have sizable people, you start to see more people start following you for that matter. Next, run ads to promote your content. Yes, you can actually run ads to promote the content, not trying to generate leads or sell a product and so on. This is simply to launch your social media channel at the early stage. For instance, like TikTok, you can promote your content And when you click promote the content, it could cost you as little as $5. It's up to you how much you want to spend for the advertising budget per day or for how long. So when you do that, there's this objective for you to choose: to get more video views, to click on a link, or to add more followers. So just choose to add more followers, and somehow TikTok algorithm will do its best to get followers for you based on the content that you are promoting. How cool is that? You just write on system to do that. So spend $5 or $10, doesn't matter, just to get the ball rolling and to have some sizable followers. Could be 50 followers, could be 100 followers, and so on. You just want to have something to get started with. And the next one is, if you can, post daily. I'm also guilty of not doing this all the time. Sometimes I don't post daily, especially when my content are not produced fast enough. But if you can, try to have it post daily, not just for the algorithm, but mostly for your followers. Because if they see your video every day, it means that somehow they feel that they know you because they see your face in that sense. And that's going to help you to get closer to them if in the future you want to generate leads or you want to generate sales. And lastly, make sure that you never do this. Do not buy followers. If you go to google.com and then you search buy Instagram followers, buy Facebook followers, and so on, there are services that will do this for you, but never ever do that. And the reason is because of two things. One, by the platform, and if you did get shut down by the platform, it's going to be very, very troublesome to get it back again. But if this fake first, they're not going to engage with you. If they're not going to engage with you, they will see that what's wrong with you. But the worst is that your followers will be able to know that you're not genuine. I mean, have you seen, I'm not going to name names because it's just not cool to do that, but you can see some internet marketing gurus and so on, they have huge fans base, 100,000, 1 million, and so on. But why, when they make a post in Facebook, there's only like 4 likes or 5 likes or just 10 likes? I mean, just think of it this way. If you have 1 million followers, how could you just have 10 likes per post? It doesn't make sense, right? Because these are all not real fans or followers. These are all followers that they buy in the past. So when you do it this way, and smarter audience will know that these are all fake followers, and that's bad for your brand. I mean, if you look at a celebrity, even though if they just have 100,000 followers or those in millions, if they make a post, you will see that they get hundreds of likes and some even thousands of likes. Just go and check out Dwayne Johnson, The Rock, and see how many likes he gets each time he makes a post, right? He doesn't need to advertise his post because these are all real followers, and of course they will engage with the post. But then why does the marketers who has the same volume of followers don't get that kind of engagement? Because they are not real followers. So do not buy followers. They're just bad for your business. All right, so that basically concludes the training for today in terms of understanding how this works and of course the strategy itself. I think we have covered a lot of tips to do this. So I'm going to open up if there's any questions that comes in, and I'm going to answer that right now. And in terms of how do I create the subtitles and all this kind of stuff, we'll have a technical class. In fact, we'll be having that this Thursday to teach you on the technical aspect of this. So there's one question in Reels: can we insert URL? No, you cannot insert URL in the Reels. So you can put a watermark in the video, like the URL itself, but I would not suggest you to do that Because it looks like you are trying to sell something, and it's an invisible rule that we should not sell in social media content this way. But you can put the URL in the description, and for those who really like your content, and they will know how to check your description for the URL. Can we edit phone video by using Movely for the 5 tips to play around with editing the videos? For the 5 tips to play around with editing the video, I don't quite understand what you mean by the question. But in terms of editing the video, yes, of course, you can use Movely to edit your video. I would assume that you're saying that you record the video on your smartphone, and then you want to edit it by using Movely. The answer is yes. But you need to transfer the video here. You can use like Google Drive, and then you need to download it on your computer and edit it from your computer. Then that can be done, because Movely, it's a desktop-based, computer-based software. Once you started with the micro content successfully, the next game is to turn your content into ads to scale, because eventually, ultimately, you'll be running ads, because ads is the only way how you have total control. In other words, the more budget you put in, the more traffic that you get. So that's how you scale it. So what do I mean by turn the content into ads to scale? So for instance, with TikTok, so earlier, we have one person who asked, can we put link inside Reels? You cannot do that, but you can do that with an ad. So Reels is under Facebook, so it is relatively quite expensive still, but with TikTok, it is not that expensive. So here's a more strategic approach. This is like a later stage. This is so-called phase 2, but I'm teaching you right now. So let's say you have intention to generate leads or to promote a product. Let's say you want to promote an affiliate offer, or to put out a page to capture leads and so on. So you want to create a pure content that could relate to that later on. So example, let's say I want to give away a free book, a free ebook about how to create a digital product. I'm just giving an example. So here's what happened. I would produce a content about making money with digital product, and I'll try to keep it within 30 seconds and so on. So I created that content, pure content. There is no hidden agenda. There is no links and so on. I created the content, and then I put inside TikTok. And then I start to get views and all this kind of cool stuff, engagement and so on. If it gets well, as in like it was engaged well, there's a lot of comments and so on, I may consider to use TikTok ad function, advertising suite, so that I can run ads on this TikTok video and tell TikTok I want to put a link on this video. And TikTok will allow you to do that. So when this video is being promoted to everyone based on my parameters, based on my targeting, for instance, I could say people who like business, or people who like sports, or people who like entertainment, whatever is your niche market. And then when they're watching the video, there will be a link that shows a button, to be more precise, something like learn more. I can choose these text on the button. They have like almost 10 different options, like sign up now, learn more, book now, something like that. So while they're watching this video, this button will appear there and it's clickable. So when they click, it will take them to your webpage. And from there, it follows through whatever your objective is in the first place, whether to capture the leads or to sell a product or just drive traffic to somewhere else. See how cool is that? So this is very effective. It's like another way for you to go around that. But of course, you want to build your social media first. have the trust, the credibility, and then later on you can play with the ad function. But all in, you must always remember it is always about content. We're creating content videos. We're not creating ads for that matter. Okay. All right, so that's it. Take care and have a great evening ahead.